Welcome back to American Cage Fighter. I'm your host, Nate Quarry. Privileged today to be joined in studio, Mr. Daniel Cormier. Thanks, brother. Thanks for coming in, man.
Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it.
So, I just always want to know how people got started. I know you've got this great wrestling pedigree. How did it all begin?
I was a three-time state champion in Louisiana. I was a high school All-American, NCAA national champion, NCAA All-American, 6 U.S. Open championships at the senior level. 6 U.S. World Teams. I was 4th at the Olympics in Athens.
Wow.
I was on the Olympic team in 2008, and I also was a bronze medalist at the World Championships in 2007. And lastly, I won the Pan American Games gold medal in 2003, and I was 3rd in 2007. So I was lucky and I was blessed, in order to stay healthy, in order to pursue my career to the level that I did. So I'm grateful. I think it's made me a better person and allowed me to do the things that I do today.
So at what point did you say, I'm going to transfer this wrestling over? Because you've got a degree in sociology. So you probably then would know better than I, what makes a person want to get punched in the face when they've got the brains not to get punched in the face?
For a long time I struggled with that. Like, do I want to be the guy that fights in the cage? But then I have a friend, his name is Mo Lawal, King Mo. He started right after the Olympic trials in 2008, and he kept telling me, Daniel, you could be good at it. You could be good at it. Try it. And I was like, no. But you want to know what ran me into that cage was the job I got right after the Olympic Games in 2008. I went back to Stillwater, Oklahoma, population 50,000, 30,000 in the school at Oklahoma State. So it's only 20,000 of us town folk in Stillwater. But I got a job at the local TV station doing advertising, account management, and I wrote commercial scripts. And every morning I had to get up at 6:30 to get my clothes ready for work.
That's too early.
Go and sat in the office all day till 2. And then from 2, I'd go to Oklahoma State and wrestle with the team. And then I had my youth program from 6 to 8. So all day I was busy. And I was like, you know what, man, this lifestyle ain't for me. I was in there every day, 5 days a week. I got so bored and lazy that I didn't even leave my office for lunch. I would just close the door and go to sleep. So, and sitting in there, I was like, I've got to do something competitive. And I was done with wrestling. That chapter in my life was over. It was complete. So I was like, you know what, mixed martial arts seems like the right step at this point. And when I've got Mo in my ear here saying, fight. And, he's collecting these big checks. He's like, you can do it with our base. We've got the great strong point. And I started it. And then my manager, Dwayne Zinkin called me 2001 after the NCAA finals. I lost to Kel Sanderson. And he said, you should fight. He goes, I know you could be a decent fighter. So I told him I wanted to try and make an Olympic team. He's a wrestler himself, so he gave me my best wishes. And right after I told him I was interested in fighting again, him and Bob Cook flew me out to AKA, and I fell in love. And I was like, I can do this.
I got a few more questions for you. I want to find out what you're up to today, but we're going to take a little break and come right back.
Okay.
We'll be right back with more American Cage Fighter and Daniel Cormier.
5150MMAFightGear.com. If you haven't checked us out, you might be crazy. We've got t-shirts like this and like that. We've got hats and more hats. We've got this guy. We've got women's apparel like this and like that. And did we mention we've got this guy? So if you're looking for MMA gear, go to 5150MMAFightGear.com. Don't be crazy. Check us out.
We're back with more American Cage Fighter. Daniel Cormier here in the studio. So you got flown out to AKA, one of the premier fighting gyms in the world. What was the first day like?
It was rough. It was rough, man. I'd been a year in the workforce almost, and I was big. I weighed 264 pounds.
And you're 5'11".
5'11". The very first day I
Wow.
walked in, they threw me in the ring with Cain Velasquez. You wrestle him. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, whoa, this guy's kicking at me, punching at me, and they're like, you wrestle him, So I went in there with Cain, and true story, 2.5 minutes was all I can go. I wasn't punching or anything. I was just trying to take him down for 2.5 minutes. I would get so exhausted, I would roll myself under the bottom rope out of the ring, lay down on the ground until it was my turn to go back in. And I did that maybe 3 times where I was going in and out trying to take Cain down, and I was getting punched and kicked. But then when I went with lower level guys who were like at my level with more training, but it wasn't so hard, you know. So I kind of fell in love with it. I just felt like home, you know. I think all of our guys have the same ultimate goal, and that makes it easy to train in a place like that.
How long ago was that you walked through the door?
Oh man, I walked in the door for the very first time July of 2009. I walked in for a week. I went for a week to just try it out because I was doing like gyms. I went there, I went to Southern California, checked out a couple gyms. AKA was the one. I have some of the best training partners in the world, man. You know, if I have a fight, Kane's in the gym. If Kane has a fight, I'm in the gym. Mike, Kyle, Luke Rockhold. All of us are in the gym and there for each other at every turn. It's everything you could ever want for, and we have to go nowhere. You know, a lot of guys, I'm not sure what your experiences are, but a lot of guys have to go here for jiu-jitsu, here for boxing. Everything's in our gym. All of our coaches are at our gym every day, and then to see the guys compete at the level that they do, it motivates the guys that are just starting off like myself and other guys.
Well, now you're an alternate in the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix, so if your conditioning isn't on point, that could be...
It can be an issue.
Day,
you know, when you're fighting guys at the level that I'm going to be fighting here in the near future, if you're not up to par, you're going to get beat.
I don't get excited too much about cards, but when I saw that card and I saw the people on it, I was excited.
Yeah, as a fan myself, you know, not even as a fighter or a guy that could potentially be involved. As a fan, I was really excited to see Fedor and Bigfoot on the same card, and then Josh Barnett fighting, you know, Brett Rogers, and it's like, it's unbelievable. Arlovsky and Karatanov, those are great fights, and not to mention Shane De Rosario and LeVar Johnson. Those are two of the best guys that we have up and coming in Strikeforce, you know. So as a fan, it's exciting to see that all these top level guys are gonna just lay it out on the line. You know, whatever happens, happens. May the best man be standing at the end. It's exciting.
Yeah, yeah. How can fans get a hold of you? How can I follow you?
On Twitter, twitter.com/Cormier2010. All my updates on Facebook, just search Daniel Cormier, and yeah, just all that, you know, it's everywhere. You know, Facebook, we're all doing the social networking thing now.
It's true, yeah. Awesome, brother. Thank you so much for being a guest here, man. Really appreciate it.
I appreciate you guys having me.
Thank you. We'll be right back with more American Cage Fighter.
You're watching American Cage Fighter
on Comcast Sportsnet.
He nailed it.
Did I?